Do you find yourself trying to hold on to someone who's hurting you? Do you think that maybe the narcissist in your life is someone that you want back? If you're missing someone who has hurt you, or you're afraid to leave someone who you know is no good for you, what's the reason? Well, it could be a trauma bond. That's what we're talking about today at queenbeing.com. We're continuing our discussion on trauma bonding, and today we're going to talk about how to heal from a trauma bond. All right, so let's get started. My name is Angie Atkinson, and on this channel, I offer free daily video coaching to help you discover, understand, and overcome narcissistic abuse in toxic relationships. I like to call it toxic relationship rehab. If that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button and let's get going. I defined trauma bonding in the last video, which you can watch right here. But just for the sake of discussion, a powerful emotional attachment develops between two people based on one partner's need to be in control of everything and the other partner being the recipient of intermittent good and bad treatment, punishment and reward type treatment. If you're in one of those relationships now and you're trying to figure out how to deal with letting go, and you're trying to figure out how to break that trauma bond, how to heal from the trauma bond, that's what we're talking about. So I'm going to give you 10 ways you can start to heal from a trauma bond, all right? The first thing you have to do is live in the moment. Be mindful of the situation, okay? Make a commitment that right now, starting this moment, you're going to stop deluding yourself. You're going to remember that your relationship was not healthy, and it cannot be healthy because you've been dealing with a narcissist. In order to maintain your sense of individuality, in order to live a healthy life, you're going to have to be honest with yourself. You're going to have to understand that your behavior has become compulsive, that in regard to this particular relationship, this person that you have been dealing with is abusive and toxic. You have to tell yourself that you're going to live in this moment today. You're going to tell yourself the truth from now on. The next thing you have to do is start treating yourself like you deserve to be treated. Stop being so mean to yourself. Be nice, be compassionate, be kind to yourself. You deserve that. You can't heal unless you have compassion for yourself. You know that voice in your head that's always telling you you're terrible and you're not good enough? That's not even your voice. That's the voice of your narcissist, okay? So you have to learn to let go of that and let your real self come through. Like I tell my clients sometimes, treat yourself the way that a good mother would treat a child. Give yourself the same kind of love that you would give yourself if you were a child. The same kind of acceptance. You don't need any more abuse in your life from yourself or anyone else. Commit to caring about yourself. The next thing you're going to want to do is become aware of those behaviors that are causing you to self-sabotage in this situation. So what I like to do is make a list of those things. What are you doing over and over again that has become unhealthy for you? What are some of the unhealthy patterns in your life? How can you change those patterns? You've got to make a commitment to stop doing those things. Stop beating yourself up. Stop dealing with people who will hurt you. Stop accepting less than you deserve in your life. The next thing you can do is write your story, okay? What do I mean by that? Well, write about the toxic relationship in the third person, maybe. Maybe tell your story from the perspective of yourself as a child, if your parent was the narcissist, or from the perspective of telling a child a story, maybe. A few pages, whatever feels right to you. Write your story. Read it out loud to someone that you trust. Now, if you wanted to join the university or take the Rewrite My Story course that I've done for Udemy, that's all included, and it walks you through step by step of how to write your abuse story and then later how to release it. But if you write your story and then read it out loud to someone you trust, or just read it out loud to yourself, that's going to be a big healing step for you, okay? And then when you write your new story and you rewrite it, good stuff, my friend. Lots of positive stuff happening for you there. The next thing you want to do is make a list of behaviors that you are currently using in your life that are no longer beneficial to you. How is this different from the list of self-defeating and self-sabotage behaviors? It's about triggers. So figure out what your triggers are and figure out what things cause you to have emotionally charged reactions. If you are reacting intensely to something, it's probably a trigger. If you feel defensive when someone in your life is pushing your buttons, then stop participating in that conversation, especially if it's regarding the narcissist. I suggest if you can go no contact with a narcissist, that's always the best option. But if you can't, keep it business only. So if you're dealing with them because of you're sharing custody of a child, straight up business, only talk about the child, only about getting the child from A to B. You parallel parent instead of co-parent. I have videos on that as well. So ask yourself a few questions. Number one, Is the narcissist someone you would consider to be an honorable person? Is it someone that you think is a benefit to your life? Or is it someone who is not their fault, they're in a bad situation? Good question, right? What kind of behaviors do you want in your next relationship or in any relationship in your life? What are you looking for in your relationships? Write this down. What ways are you being devalued by the narcissist? Be honest and tell the truth. How are you being devalued by yourself? What are you doing to devalue yourself in this situation? And are there times in the relationship where you have overreacted or underreacted? And what does that mean to you? So you've got to stop trying to explain yourself to the narcissist. This is a big thing. They will never understand your point of view because they cannot express or have empathy in the same way that normal people do. They cannot understand what it must feel like to walk in someone else's shoes. No matter how well you explain, they'll never quite get it. So how do you get through a trauma bond? Well, start there with the steps that I just gave. Then understand this. In order to most effectively disrupt a trauma bond, you've got to figure out how to create some healthier bonds in your life. Now, you have some people in your life, maybe you have children or sisters or brothers or friends that you can talk with. If you're struggling and you don't have someone to connect with, please reach out to my SPAN group, which is support for people affected by narcissism. We're like a little family over there. Okay, well, a 4,000 member plus family. It's a great group of people. We have a wonderful team of admins, and if you are willing to support and be supported and to be considerate of your fellow group members, I welcome you into the group. Go to queenbeing.com/span to find out more and to join. It is free, entirely free. That is the first step. It's the foundation of recovering from any horrible situation. Other healthy groups, any healthy group, is a good place for you to start. It does not have to be a group in person if you don't have that available to you. That's why I offer the online option. Find someone to help you. You can get a coach, a therapist, a support group, friends, family, anyone who feels good to you. I understand people don't have money sometimes to pay for things. That's why the support group is free. That's why I have a new scholarship program at university. You can learn more about that at queenbeing.com/scholarship. And as far as neuropsychology goes, let's remember that it's really all about, like I said, rewiring our brain. Old habits that we have are entrenched. They are habitual. Our new behaviors can be created by ourselves. We have the right and, in my opinion, the responsibility to completely create our own reality. We just didn't always know it before. Now that we know how things work, we can change our behavior, change our understanding, and move forward in a better way in a new light. This has worked for me in my own personal life, and I know that it can work for you too. It's not going to be easy, but it's worth it. Healing from a trauma bond is a process. It's the whole process. And I'm going to talk more about this in future videos. Do me a favor, take this poll and let me know what you think the next video in this topic area should be. I'm closing up for now. Have a wonderful week. I will see you tomorrow for another video. Thanks as always for being a part of my day and a part of my life. And hey, thanks for letting me be a part of yours. It really does mean a lot to me. See you soon. Thanks so much.
It's my mission to teach others what I know to be true. You really can create the life you want. Take care of your body, take care of your soul, nurture the real you, and introduce him or her to the world. Be comfortable in your own skin and in your place in this world. Take your spot, take it now, and the universe will take its cue from you. You feel me? If so, subscribe to my channel. Let's get it done together.